Yeah, actually, yo, it was the spur of the moment. Like I literally thought about it 30 seconds ago, bro.
But see, I like that though. That means you're thinking.
I'm on my
I
P's and
like
Q's,
that.
man. I'm on my P's and Q's.
I feel you, man. But yeah, man, shit. Man, fuck, man. This has been a crazy week, honestly. But
What's
then
going
the
on
day,
this week?
I mean, it's just like I stated last week, started the DoorDash shit. So I just been doing that and working the regular job or whatnot. But the regular job today, man, shit. I'm sitting here. The customer asked to get some heavy vanity set. You know what a vanity set is?
A vanity set?
Yeah, it's like a dresser with a mirror, basically.
Oh, okay.
So all we had was the display. So she wanted that it was her and her daughter. I'm guessing her daughter was, in her 20s, about to get married, whatnot. So she, wanted that for the house, whatnot. And so obviously the woman that was originally helping her couldn't get it down. So me and then the manager pretty much helped get the vanity set down because it was up top. Like it was on one of the high shelves. So we helped get it down or whatnot, but it wasn't that heavy, so I helped carry it up to the front so, get wrung out, whatnot. And then, so when I put it, but the husband was going to come back later on, so we had to put it kind of out the way so that, it's not in everybody's way. So she, when I put it down, all that, and it get wrung out, so then she thanked the woman that was originally helping her, the mother, thanked the woman that was originally helping her, but didn't thank me. Like, she didn't even look away. She just looked at the one way, like, thank you. Then I don't know if I said something or what. I don't know if I said, you're welcome or whatnot. And then the daughter looked at her and said, thank you and all that. So I was like, oh, yeah, you're welcome. But then later on, I was like, man, I should have called that woman out. I should have been like, at least that's one of y'all that's thankful. I was thinking that later on.
I feel that.
But I was like, I ain't want that kind of smoke. That's
yeah. I only do that when I open the door for somebody and they don't say thank you. That's when I just say something. But other than that,
I about got shot last time I tried some shit like that.
Whoa.
Well, I was on the opposite end. Like the dude opened up the door. It was me and my ex at the time. We were walking through the gas station door, and the dude had opened up the door, and then she said thank you. I didn't say anything. We walked in, and then he was like, "Yo, bro, you ain't gonna say, you ain't gonna say shit." I'm like, I'm just staying quiet. I'm thinking to myself, like, she already said it for both of us. Like, why I gotta say something? You know what I'm saying? This is in the hood, like beside Central, whatnot. So I'm just like, yo. But see, that's why I had to get the fuck out of Durham, bro. Like, I just felt it was just a dangerous time for me, bro. It was just dangerous.
You had too much anxiety in Durham?
I mean, yeah, I just had a lot of anxiety, period. But especially in Durham, yes. It was a lot, especially towards that back end when you're about to graduate. Like, yeah, it was just a lot of anxiety built up, bro. Be honest with you.
Yeah, man. I have never been in a situation like that, man.
Yeah, it was like I said, I wasn't really thinking nothing of it. And then we did it when he popped off. I was just like, bruh, like I'm still not gonna say shit just because you called me out. Like, I'm not.
So
like,
you still,
I don't care.
You still poked your chest out with pride, even though he said that.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing with me. Like, I'm big on respect. So in that moment, I felt disrespected because it was just like, bruh, come on. So when I feel disrespect, that's when I don't give a fuck about what you have in terms of weapons. I don't care how big you are, how little you are. I don't give a fuck. Like, if I feel disrespected, like, we're going to war. I don't care. But in the regular me, I don't feel like I'm the tough guy. I'm not the tough guy.
Yeah,
in regular life, like, I'm not the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, if I'm in a high pressure, not a high pressure situation, but in a dangerous situation, like in just regular terms, like, I mean, I'll hold my own if I have to, but if it's just one of those things where I can just fleet as opposed to fight, then shit, I'm just gonna get the fuck out of there. Then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we kind of similar in that fashion, man. I do gotta watch. Sometimes I get, I mean, a lot of times I would get, angry, and then, I would find myself in situations that I wish I didn't do. But, at the end of the day, as humans, we can always, better ourselves every day to try to have more patience.
Yeah, that's a definite, bro.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Yo, Diana Ross just had her 75th birthday, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she turned 75, and different celebrities was posting her and everything. So they celebrated her 75th birthday, man. I feel like that's a huge age to reach.
Yeah, that's definitely a milestone, because I hope I hit 100, and then after that I don't give a fuck. If I die, I die. Hopefully, ideally in sleep, but hopefully I just hit 100, and then after that I don't care. I'm not trying to break history. Ain't trying to live to 120. Like, I don't care.
You're not trying to run the 200? You're not trying to run the 200 at 100 years old?
Nah, I'll be long washed by then. There ain't really much I can do at that point.
I feel that, man.
Nah, at 100, I'm good, bro.
Nah, but that's a good age, especially being in Hollywood, being a celebrity, because all them drugs and alcohol they do, endless. I don't know if she did, but all that lifestyle, especially in the 70s, 60s, they was doing crazier shit than what niggas do. I mean, it's kind of equal what niggas do these days.
I mean, yeah, in terms of drugs, yeah. I mean, I can't really speak on it because I don't really do like hard drugs. Well, I don't do the hard drugs. I ain't gonna say really. I don't do hard drugs.
You better have me questioning you, son.
Huh?
You better have me questioning you, son.
Oh yeah, I don't do hard drugs. I hit hard liquor, but not hard drugs. Let me correct that.
I mean, but to each his own, though. Even if you do hard drugs, as at the end of the day, if you're a good person, I respect it, man.
Nah, fuck that. If you do hard drugs, we gotta go some counseling or some shit. Nah.
Like what?
If you're a loved one, I'm not just overlooking that shit, bro.
I mean, I'm not gonna overlook it. I'm gonna, monitor it. But if you can function,
ain't no monitoring it, bro. You gotta end that shit.
Like, okay, what would be considered literally like a no brainer? Get out of here with that drug.
Crack, cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Heroin, however the fuck you say it. Yeah, that, yeah. Like,
yeah. Okay, I agree with those. Like, what about the shrooms or
Okay, well, I heard mushrooms. I mean, there's different strands of mushrooms, so I would say, I mean, listening to Joe Rogan, how he kind of break it down, because that nigga smart as fuck.
Yeah.
So how he break it down is, like, certain ones, I mean, yeah, give you that hallucination type shit, but, I mean, just even doing, like, a little research on it, like, mushrooms, health-wise, is not that bad.
Okay.
But, crack has no, like, health benefits at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something else. Now, if you talking about popping mollies, doing ecstasy, all that bullshit, that's completely different. You know what I'm saying?
So mollies and ecstasy, that's a no bueno for you.
Well, I mean, if you try it, if you experiment with it once, then okay. But if you constantly doing it, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like these new age artists is pushing these drugs on these kids, man. Maybe some of these artists may not know it, but it's tough. The new hip hop artists is tough on these kids.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the kids, but that's the thing. That's the thing though. It's selling, and the only reason it's selling is because, as you know, kids typically want to go against the grain. They want to go against what's what the parents say is not cool. They want to do the opposite. So if you got music that's pretty much going against the grain, they're gonna attract to it. And 9 times out of 10, like not even 9 times, like the kids is what pretty much gonna determine what's popular. It's gonna determine what's gonna be on the radio. What's gonna, what I'm saying? That's what these companies are eyeballing the youth, because the youth have to do what? They have to grow up. They have to become adults. They have to become old people. So they're going to be on this earth a lot longer. So if you're a conscious kid, then you're going to be able to then, you're going to be able to go through these stages and be like, damn, like when I'm 20, like, damn, I used to listen to that. And then you're in your 30s, damn, I used to listen to that. When you're 50, damn, I used to listen to that. You're going to have that long-term, like, fan, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to a baby that's not going to remember shit, as opposed to that 50-year-old who's already on the way out. You know what I'm saying? That's their target.
Yeah, you need a choir, man, because you preaching right now, son. Like that, I agree 100% with everything you just said right there, man.
Well, you already know, bro.
I mean, a little work on the tunes, but you got it. A little work on that, man, but you got it.
Let's start this fucking podcast.
All right, let's get this podcast started, man. I'm your host, Kai Smoove. I'm here with Petty G. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Burg Bros podcast.
Yeah.
Creams, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken. You name it.
Yeah. So G, man, I want to talk to you about this tight end situation. Obviously we got Gronk retirement. He feels like his body is beat up too much. He went through too many injuries and surgeries, and he's retiring. He's like 29, 30, and it's a little bit early, but I support him with the retirement. And the thing that I want to bring up is that, you know how before we was trying to rate the best tight ends, and we came up with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Gronk is a nice number 1A, and Shannon Sharp 1B as far as the greatest tight ends of all time.
Well, me personally, I'm gonna say Shannon Sharp first before I say Gronk, because Shannon Sharp, I'm not even talking about letting time pass and letting the clouds clear out and shit. Because I mean, bruh's retired. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, his career up to this point speaks for itself. But Shannon Sharp, not only did he win Super Bowls on multiple teams to Gronk's just one team, and which is pretty much the dynasty for the past 20 years. So I'm not going to even include the fact that he also have arguably the best quarterback in NFL history. Even though Shannon Sharp had a great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback in John Elway, he still had Trent Dilfer and won a Super Bowl with him. So
but they had that great defense though in Ravens. They had that great defense. Okay,
so then you have that point, but Shannon Sharp still got busy on the receiving end of those passes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very true.
So I'm still going to say Shannon Sharp, but Gronk, I'm not mad at him being 1B or 2 or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not mad at him being one of the top tight ends in NFL history, because he was a unique type tight end where he could block really good. Many would say he one of the best blocking tight ends in NFL history, and then obviously his receiving stats speak for itself as a wide receiver. So I'm not mad at that, but I can't put him over Shannon Sharp.
The only reason that I would put Shannon Sharp over Gronk is that he's black, and I'm all for black people. I'm all about blackness. But the reason I put Gronk over Shannon Sharp, because I can't name another significant player on the Patriots other than Tom Brady. With Shannon Sharp, I could name a couple of players on those teams he played with. Hall of Famers. Ray Lewis. Then he played with Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed. There's a lot of players on that defense that won that championship ring. But, Gronk, he won his rings with one Hall of Famer, Tom Brady.
You have a point there, But I would say that Gronk played with the greatest system in NFL history, which is arguably the greatest head coach in NFL history, the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, granted, he didn't play for most of his career. He didn't play with a lot of different either future Hall of Famers or current All Pros, but the system itself has been proven to work even without their Hall of Fame quarterback. So with what was it, 2011 or some shit, he had Belichick was left with Castle when Tom Brady got hurt for the whole year, and they still went 11-5. So I'll say I'm not gonna say that Gronk is still not, wouldn't be as great without that system, but I mean he did help that system continue to thrive, because usually a dynasty is going to be in a span of 10 years. You think about the Steel Curtain Steelers in the 70s. You think about the 49ers and in half of the 80s, half of the 90s. You think about, like when you think about those are the Cowboys in the 70s, and then you think about the Cowboys again in the 90s. When you think about these dynasties, you obviously they fit within either 5 to 10 years. Patriots has been able to do it in 20 years. Mind you, those 20 years, who was the coach? Belichick. So I'm not saying he was only thrived in that system, but I mean he was a part of that system for all the 9 or 10 years he was playing.
You know what, bro? That's actually a strong point, because there's people out here saying that Tom Brady is actually a system quarterback rather than being this amazing quarterback. And it's saying he'd been under Belichick and he wouldn't have won as many rings as he did if he was on another team. What do you have to think about that, man?
Now, what I think about that is that's a great question, because I think it's both. I think that no, he wouldn't be able to win as many rings on another team, but he would still be a great quarterback. But then on the flip side of that, I also think he is a part of the system, just like Joe Montana was a part of the San Francisco system. And just like John Elway, he was a part of the Broncos system. Even though he didn't win his first Super Bowl until like his later year, 2 last years playing football. Every great quarterback you think of, you can apply that same notion to. So that when it comes to the quarterback position, but that don't make him any less of a great quarterback.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because I recognize when a player wants to win and wants to just keep going and getting more. Like Tom Brady, he not just no system quarterback. I watched his documentary, and the things that he was doing with, studying film every day for hours, going to a certain trainer to train him on hip movements and his diet. Like there's stuff that great ones do that just knocks out all arguments of the system quarterback. And I just think, Tom Brady, he's just not a system quarterback.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the stigma of system quarterback, I think that's a stigma, like that's a negative, a not, so to speak. But I think in this case, what I'm saying is every great quarterback is a part of a system.
You're right.
So like a Joe Montana or a Teddy Bradshaw or whoever, whatever great quarterback there is in history who, Terry Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls. Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Brady just is breaking their records and winning his 5th or 6th ring or whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Every great quarterback is still a part of a system. Ain't no quarterback going team to team. Like, that don't work out. That's why those quarterbacks that does that, that's why I had to give Nick Foles credit, because if he was a part of the right system at the right time, he could be in that same conversation.
Wow, that's true. That's true.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So every quarterback is a part of a system. It's what system works for that quarterback to make them to thrive them. Joe Montana had Jerry Rice. He had the Craig dude at running back. He had a hell of a defense, but they were still arguing for many years that he was the best quarterback until Brady came along. So saying that he's a system quarterback is not the knock. It's not a knock at all. He's a great quarterback. That's why I said even if he's at another team, he may win less championships, but he's still equally a great quarterback for the reason you just said, because of his fire, because of what he brings to the team, not what you don't even see on the field. You see in the film room. You see, in practice. You see, like in just his everyday life, he breathes football. So I'm not mad at him for, reaping all the benefits that comes with playing the game of football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very true. And I would love to see Tom Brady win another ring, because that'll make his sixth ring, and then that'll equal up to Michael Jordan. So I just, witnessed two greats.
Yeah, see, me and you think alike in that aspect. That's why I don't understand why Brady has and Patriots have so many haters. I only started rooting against the Patriots because of their fans, not because of them. But I was rooting for them when my team was fucking up, which is the Panthers.
Right.
So I was rooting for them to win if my Panthers didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So, but then obviously I get to college, and then I meet this Patriot fan. He become one of my best friends. But he's an asshole. Like in the other day, he put in the group chat talking about who's the what did he say? The fucking who has the most haters? Tom Brady or LeBron James? I put LeBron. But
you know what?
Itself.
Yeah, that is true. I can go with there's more people that hate LeBron than people that hate Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I can go.
But that's a whole. But there's reasons with it. But I just don't understand why people would hate these greats. Like, if they're, like, honestly, if the NFL, NBA, any sport that didn't have big players, dominating players, any sport that don't have that will fail eventually.
Yeah. He actually want to be on a podcast, so he's on the list. So we got to make that document, man. So he's trying to get on. Yeah, he's trying to get on the podcast. So you already know he's gonna get some flack for being a Patriots fan. So.
Oh yeah, you already know.
Yeah, but to closing question for the Gronk thing, the Gronk retirement for me. Will he be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I feel like the first go around. I feel like he'll get not. I don't know. I mean, I think with his championships, his stats, his personality, I think he will be first ballot. I think he will go in the first go around, but at the very latest, second.
Okay, I can go with that. Yeah, I could definitely go with that.
But yeah.
What you got, man?
Yeah. Hold on.
What's
you say?
What's going on over there, son? You over there?
Yeah, this nigga got this damn music going on. I'm sitting here trying to get my slow ass computer to work. Hold on, yo, Eds. Thank you, bro.
Nah, it's all good, man. We back, man.
We back. We don't do no edits around here.
We don't do no edits around here, son.
We straight from the muscle. You feel me? We grimy. We grits and grind. You feel me?
And I forgot to put my phone on. And I forgot to
fucking recognize. Say fucking ESPN.
And I forgot to put my phone on silent, so you just heard a tweet come in. Check that later.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm about to take a break from Twitter, to be honest, bro.
Oh, really?
I feel like Twitter can make you mad. It can give you a lot of stress if you checking it every day. You're looking at other people's opinions every day, and you're just gonna be under a lot of stress. So I'm gonna take a long break from it. I'm gonna try.
Bro, I tried. Like you already know how I get down with the social media. Like I'm not the social media person at all, bro. Like I get on and I get off that motherfucker. Like I try to relaunch my Instagram and shit a couple of weeks ago when I was doing the fucking video stories with the Boondocks and shit. I don't even know if you viewed any of that shit, but it's all good.
Yo, I did not view any of that shit.
That's crazy. Fuck you.
Wait, so what was it? You said you was doing the videos for Boondocks?
So yeah, on my story, the story on Instagram. So I would do the clips a different clip each day on the story. So my plan was each week I do another show and just do clips. So like the next week I was gonna do Chappelle's show, and then I was just gonna keep on doing like funny, nostalgic shows that we used to watch. Mm-hmm. But I just just looking at certain people pages and they followers and shit, I was just like, man, what the fuck am I doing? like, dude, I'm never gonna get to that because I'm just not the social media person.
You felt too old or too out of the box, out of the circle.
Yeah, I felt not too old, but I just felt out of the loop. Like I just felt like I had a lot of ground to make up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was all in promotion of this podcast. That, mind you, that was the only reason. Mm. But it was just like, it's just not me. Like if I'm grinding, like I want y'all to see an end result. I don't want to y'all to see the whole process, that's the thing now, like seeing everything.
Yo, that is so true. Yo, it's harder to grind these days because when people see whatever you're doing on social media and you got 20 followers, they gonna look at it like you ain't doing nothing, bro. Like what you doing trying to promote this shit? You got 21 followers over here. Like it's harder to grind these days because they see the whole process. Whereas back in the day, they see the end result.
Exactly. Like just training period. I still currently training for track, the sprints and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't have a cameraman. I don't have enough time to hire a fucking cameraman every time I train or practice or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, I got a tripod, but I'm not about to sit here and set up. It's like tripod is in one area. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the sexiest thing in the world to run a whole 400-meter track and you got it all recorded on a tripod. That's not the sexiest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
from one angle.
Exactly. So it's like, how do you get in this era and still try to train as effective as possible? And like I said, I'm the type of person I put a hoodie on and I just get busy. You know what I'm saying? But in the new era, just everything has to be apparent. Everything has to be transparent. Like you have to see it, touch it, all that shit. Like it's just ridiculous.
That's why it's tough on these SoundCloud rappers, man, because they grind is always noticed. Back in the day, them rappers came up. Nobody, your neighborhood noticed your grind, but nobody outside of your neighborhood was really noticing your grind. So when you made it, it was like, yo, this nigga nice.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, now it's like niggas is watching you from across the sea. Is like, yo, sit your ass down.
Exactly.
Stuff out here, man.
Like in your neighborhood, you just hand out your mixtapes, and the lady up the street be like, oh, that's just Tony handing out his music and shit. Now it's motherfucking nigga in Australia or whatever the fuck you call it. Now listen to your shit. Oh, that nigga trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different, bro.
Yo, you remember when I thought Turkey was in Australia, son?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's wild, bro.
Yeah, that was very wild. My geography is bad.
Yeah, you gotta get up on your shit, bro. That's ridiculous. That's nuts.
Yeah, I gotta do better, man. I gotta do better.
Come on now. But yeah, man. Let me go. How you feel about Cam Newton abstinence?
His abstinence?
Yeah, I don't know if I pronunciated it right, but yeah.
So
abstinence.
Wait, so he announced that he was going to be abstinent, like from sex?
Yeah, for like a month though.
How you feel about that? Here's how I feel about that. 3 words, G. I don't care. Like people make these huge headlines. Oh my God, Cam Newton is, if he want to do that, let him do that. Who cares? Like a lot of people is doing that. He's just a football star.
Well, yeah, well, the reason I bring it up is because he's specifically doing it so he feel like his gameplay will improve if he go abstinence from sex. He abstain from sex for a month. He feel like that'll give him enough time to lock in and really get his shoulder right or whatever right, and just kill it next year.
Yo, that is the oldest trick in the book, like from freaking BC. All these athletic coaches told these players, like, yo, no wives, no girlfriends, no hoes in the hotel rooms, and y'all play better. And maybe he's just going through that, and I'm just like, yo, maybe it'll make you play better, maybe it'll make you heal faster, maybe it won't. I think it's just the thing with it depends on the person. It depends on the individual.
Yeah, it's a mental thing more than a physical thing. Cause there's no proof that, you know, getting a nut off is going to decrease your performance, you know, the next day or whatnot. Now, in that moment, you know, the physiology will tell you, like, masturbating is going to, you know, decrease your performance in that moment. But that's no different than doing doing a workout before a performance. You know what I'm saying? Or like you know what I'm saying? Like in that moment, yes, it's going to decrease your performance slightly. But then that next day when you're recuperated and well, you know, you back at your top of you know, ability. So I don't really, you know, buy that whole nothing before performance shit.
Yeah, I don't buy it either. Like, where did you see that at? Like, it was on, like, what was that at?
Well, I got the ESPN app, you know, free plug for them. But yeah, I got that shit, and they hit, you know, and they give you the ability to follow your favorite teams. So it's Panthers, Hornets. Heat used to be my favorite team.
You about to be a traitor, man.
Nah. Basketball is different for me when I'm picking my team.
Yeah, same. But go ahead.
But only because, you know, during that time, my Charlotte was the Bobcats, and I'm not rooting for no fucking Bobcat. So once they officially became Hornets again, that's when I officially became the number one. Well, not a number one fan, but a fan. So and then I picked the Lakers because LeBron is there. And so, yeah, so they give me the updates, and they said Cam Newton abstinence, and I'm just like, man, what? And yeah,
yeah, they bored over there at ESPN. They need to find things to talk about, man.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why, like, during this time, March Madness is so prominent. You know, then after this, NBA Finals is going to be prominent because outside of NBA Finals, March Madness, and the Super Bowl, or NFL playoffs, or NFL period, you know, you're not going to really have a lot to talk about. You know, I mean, track and field is my favorite sport, but even I know that in the U.S., niggas ain't really checking for track and field, you know.
Yo, this is random, bro, but, yo, is blue balls a myth?
Is blue balls a myth?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak for the white man because, you know, white people, they turn all kind of fucking colors.
Right.
But, I mean, for black people, I mean, I don't think your balls going to get blue. I think they get darker, but I don't think they get blue. Even though I ain't never looked at my balls when I'm extra horny, so I don't really know. But I can't really speak on that, bro.
Because I always heard of blue balls growing up, and it never happened to me, and knowing I was around, it happened to them. So I'm thinking, like, is it a myth?
I think it has a lot to do with blood. So it's like with the blood, you know, you're thinking about it in scientific terms and shit. From the outside, it's gonna appear blue. You know, your vein. You know how certain veins appear blue and shit like that. But then on the inside, it actually is red, and I feel like it's something dealing with that. But that in that field, I'm not really too you know prominent in, so I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, but we gotta talk to these health majors.
I feel like it has something to do with that shit.
Yeah, I gotta holler at a health major for that because I don't know if it's a myth or it's true.
So you're gonna ask a health major, you know, is blue balls, you know?
Of course, why not?
Okay.
Why
Hey,
not?
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
I'm
bro.
a curious
I mean,
guy, man.
I feel like that'd be more so something for a doctor to answer.
Oh,
Health
okay.
majors,
I
they
mean,
really,
yeah.
yeah. The health majors, they really kind of focus on nutrition and food type shit. They don't really deal with the human body.
In that party Friday night. So,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah,
anyways,
man. I never really watched a lot of March Madness, but this year I watched a little bit more than I used to watch back in the days, and I seen the highlights for the Duke versus UCF game.
same.
So it was a wild March Madness game, and a lot of the ESPN analysts were saying that UCF found out the formula to beat Duke, and I was like, yo, I'm in total agreement, because one thing that they did was play off of Trey Jones, because they said, yo, I need you to shoot, bro, because you can't shoot. And that's exactly what they did. He made like 1 3-pointer out of like maybe 8. And also they had that 7'6" center, Taco Falls, holding down the paint area, so Zion can't do as much as he can. And that was a close game, bro. I was literally like, damn, Duke almost lost. Like, this whole legacy was about to be over. But they pulled it out.
I mean, how you feel about that last play at the end? How you feel about that?
The one with Zion Williamson?
Yeah, well, no, with UCF guard, with their guard, I think number 1. I forgot his name, but the guard when it looked like he got fouled, but I didn't call it.
All right, so are you talking about when he went up, right? And then his teammate tipped it in, but I'm about to tip it in, but it missed.
Yeah, that one.
Fouls are they're tricky.
But that was a foul.
You feel like that was a blatant foul?
I feel like either it had to be a charge or a blocking, or a blocking foul. Yeah, the blocking foul when you go up to the line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it had to be either one of those. It was no way there was a no foul on that play. Like, there had to be some foul on that.
Yeah, I got to look at it again, because I didn't really pay attention to that part. I was paying attention to the tip in and how close it was to going in. So, yeah.
But what I noticed is, because there was another play that same guard did, and he I think he laid it up, and he looked like he got fouled, but they didn't call it again. Like, and that was within the highlight reel. That wasn't even just watching the game. That's just highlight reel. He got fouled like 2 or 3 times, and they didn't call it.
Damn.
And that showed up highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I was just looking at it because before I even looked at the highlights, I was already hearing what people were saying about it. But then when about the last play, so I already had that in my mind. So then as I'm just watching the highlight reel, and it's not even nowhere close to the end, I'm seeing that he's getting fouled left and right, and not even, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy, bro. And if I was a UCF fan, I would be so fucking pissed, especially at that last play.
Oh,
like,
man.
that had to be a foul. That would have won them the game.
Yeah, that was a foul. A push. What is the name of the foul? Push off or offensive foul?
Yeah, it was just a blocking. I believe it was just a blocking foul, bro. Like, a shooting foul. Like, he when the player is in the motion of shooting or laying it up or whatever, or scoring, and you get fouled, is a shooting foul. Blocking foul as if he's nowhere. He's not even trying to attempt the shot. It's just a blocking foul. Blocking foul usually you don't shoot free throws, but unless you're in a penalty. Now, if you shoot a foul, you don't have to. You don't even have to be in a penalty to get the free throws. So that's what it was.
Yeah, I understand fans' frustrations, but at the same time, officiating for basketball is very hard, and they do it night in and night out. Like, they're human. They're gonna make mistakes, and fans gotta just understand that, man. 40 hours a week doing referee. Come on, man.
I mean, I don't know if they're putting in 40 hours a week though, but my thing is, you getting paid all this money. You reffing at that level. Like if we talking a little AAU ball, we talking a little high school, middle school ball. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like them niggas ain't even got to be out there, to be honest. You talking professional refereeing? Like nigga, you better be on your shit, especially in the final time. You know, in the final seconds. Nigga, you better be on your shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether it's college or professional.
Yeah, they got to be held accountable just as the athletes and the coaches are held accountable for doing a bad job.
Exactly.
Because if a coach does a bad job, he's out of there. If a player does a bad job, he's out of there. So these referees should be held accountable just as the coaches and the athletes in the league.
Exactly. And it's like a lot of people don't understand, like don't pay attention to the refs at all. They don't try to understand their job and what's considered the top ref, and because usually the refs that be in the Super Bowl and NBA Finals are in the March Madness Finals games and shit like that. Those usually be the best of the best refs in that particular sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So
you know why I'm laughing over here? Like,
why are you laughing, bro?
What makes you the best ref? Like, what stands out about your refereeing that's better than the next ref?
I mean, cause they have like the big blood, like the top ref, like judging that shit. The nigga that's not even reffing, like they have people who watching them. You know what I'm saying? So, it's based off of the making the right call
at the right time.
Making the right calls, really. I mean, ain't really nothing else to judge them off of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's like, you can't really measure who's the best of the best. Like, the only thing you have to measure on is accuracy of the calls and, showing up to work, to be honest.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's my thing. I mean, it's just like doing being an actor or a singer.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
What's going on?
I'm thinking about this profession. Like what kinds of people pursue this profession?
Yeah, because nobody's really grown up and like, damn, I want to be the referee of the NBA.
I wonder.
Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wonder if they fall into this job or they start from the ground up, from high school or middle school. Like, how does this happen? I gotta interview these referees, man.
I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know how they rise in the ranks, so to speak, as a ref. Like, I don't know if they have a ref off or a referee championship. Like, I don't know what's going on with a ref combine. Yeah, that nigga ran a 6'2" in the 40. Like, I don't know.
Yo, they be having the ref group chats talking about other refs and shit, man.
Yeah, that shit wild. I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. Like, if push came to shove and you niggas just looking for jobs, like, I think that would be a great career choice.
Yeah. Would you need a degree, or can you just go in there with a high school diploma?
I mean, bro, what would the degree be in? Like, what is the degree in?
Majoring.
Like, I feel like it's.
Go ahead.
It's like coaching. Like, you just rise in the ranks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, there's some of the refs. I don't know. Cause I don't know, bro. I ain't even about to say it. Act like I know. Bro. I'm gonna try to come over the phone.
Yo,
I ain't even gonna put that in the atmosphere, bro.
To be a ref, bro, you have to hate the sport that you're refereeing in, because you have to focus on because you have to focus on the rules, the regulations, the right calls, the right times, and you have to keep up on that. Like, you can't really sit back and enjoy the sport that you're refereeing.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you can enjoy another sport, but that sport that you're refereeing, you probably don't care about. You just care about, this is my job, going in here, gotta make the right calls.
But but that's the thing. You could be either a college ref or an NFL ref. So I would imagine, like, if you're an NFL ref, then you're going to enjoy college football more. And if you're a college ref, then you're going to enjoy NFL football more. Because you can't have no, like, to your point, you're in the NFL, you can't pull for the Cowboys and then you're reffing the Cowboy game. Like,
very true.
That's the bad look for the league.
Very true.
And, you're going to be a little biased. So it's just like, yeah. So, I mean, to your point, I think they kind of go with the other league that's in that sport.
Yeah, that's like the top 3 most hated jobs in America. Like, people hate police officers and people hate referees.
See, that's my thing with police. Like I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say I feel safe, but I feel their power. Pause. I feel like they can, like, control a lot of shit, and I don't necessarily feel like they. I mean, in certain cases, I can say maybe I'm a little uncomfortable around cops, but if it's a situation where I need a cop I feel like I need a cop around, I ain't gonna lie, I feel safe around them in those kind of moments.
Okay, I got you on that.
But if it's just a regular situation, then I'm like, I ain't really trying to be around it. But if I'm like in like the boondock, like the hood, I'm just like, I need some kind of backup. Then I feel a little safe. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel a little safe around cops.
You bougie, nigga.
No, I ain't bougie.
Nah, I'm playing with you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what? Yeah, we do need cops, man. We need some good cops, because
we need good cops.
Yeah, we do need to feel safe. We do need to feel like, there's somebody out there we can reach, if I get in some jamble or whatnot. So
yeah, because Tony of the block ain't gonna cut it, bro. You need like legit backup.
Yeah.
You can't depend on other niggas.
Yeah, Tony and Tito up the block, they ain't gonna have that. They ain't gonna have that.
Yeah, they ain't having that. They probably doing some illegal shit themselves, so definitely can't depend on them.
Yep.
Shit. Well, yeah, man. Let me get on. You heard about that fucking baller brand shit, bro?
Yeah, man. It's sad news, to be honest, bro.
Yeah, because, like, honestly, the big baller brand, that shit would have shook some shit up, bro.
It would have.
Black owned, by a player. Like, that shit would have shook some shit up, but it's just unfortunate how that shit just came crumbling down. Yeah,
and the thing about business, like, there's going to be people out here trying to rob you day in and day out. Like it happens to a lot of businesses. The only thing I would say about this situation that it hurts is because I feel like LeVar Ball, he tried to put too many things on his plate where he got robbed, not looking in this direction when he should have been.
But see, what's really fucked up about the situation is that the dude that allegedly robbed him was LeVar's friend, who, LeVar, as we know, is the father of Lonzo Ball, the actual star in the situation. But LeVar Ball, it was actually his friend that supposedly stole money from them. So that's even more fucked up.
Yeah, and you know what? These celebrities be saying this all the time, which is why I'm scared. I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to be famous, because I was listening to Reggie Bush, and he was saying I had to learn quick that it's usually the people that's closest to you that want to rob you and want to leech off of you. And I always heard that coming up as a young kid. But you know what? I'm listening to that now, and I'm like, yo, it does make sense, because they are the ones that's in your circle, so they're going to be opportunist, and it's just sad.
I feel like even in a bigger conversation, I feel like in every social situation, power is the focus. Not maybe consciously. Like, you're not thinking, like, let me overpower this person, let me overpower this situation, let me feel like I'm most powerful. But subconsciously, I feel like we all move in a way where we're, our power is flexed the most in a sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really what it is. Like your friend, those so-called friends that you speak of, yeah, on your uprise, yeah. I mean, when you struggling, yeah, those gonna be your friends because they don't feel powerless, in relation to you. But then once you making this money, getting this attention, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's when the envy comes in.
Right.
And envy is an ugly motherfucker.
Ugly.
So ugly as hell. And that's when you really start seeing people's character is in those situations. It don't even have to be you turn into a celebrity. It can be you just getting a new relationship. It can be you getting a higher paying job. You know what I'm saying? It could be it could be a number of things. You just get more hoes. It just be a number of things, and then that's when certain people. I don't think we all have fallen prey to envy at some point, but some more than others. Right. And I think that's the bigger conversation.
Yeah, and another sad thing is that Lonzo Ball actually left the Big Baller brand, and he's just trying to do his own thing. So I don't even know what the situation is, the relationship between him and his father. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, him and his father actually had a meeting like the night before that it got out when Lonzo said that shit. Him and his father actually and his family just had a meeting about Baller Brand. So his father is on the same page as him. The whole family is just separating from Big Baller Brand. That's why it's closing down, because they as a family is just like, let's just kind of just get away from this shit, because they're partnered with people that they can't trust.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, it was silly to think that not Lonzo, but LeVar Ball had all this money to create this. Mind you, this before Lonzo even signed an NBA contract.
Right. So
obviously he had to partner with a lot of people to make this happen. So being ownership with God knows how many other people. Obviously, there's people that hands in the pot that you can't really trust like that. With this coming out, you missing $1.5 million.
Yeah,
and you don't, you know what I'm saying? Which goes to your point earlier. LeVar is so stretched out. Obviously, Lonzo Ball is busy playing basketball and trying to be an NBA great. But LeVar Ball, even he is stretched out. He's dealing with this son, that son, that son. You're dealing with this, that, and the third. Yeah, I mean, he's stretched out. He's not paying attention, and that's why $1.5 million can get lost. Because, I mean, like I said, you don't know what has been invested into the business, and then with the prices of the actual product, I mean, there's got to be a lot of money in there, and so that's how you're able to easily lose track of where $1.5 million go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and another point too. A lot of people were saying, maybe he should just be quiet from now on and stay out of the media. And I'm like, yo, maybe not, because business is business. Like, there's always times where things fail. All you got to do is get back up and continue doing the same thing. I feel like LeVar Ball should keep that fire going. Just do it in a more responsible way. You know what I'm saying? Just handle your business better. Just keep that fire going. Like, I don't want him to quiet up, because I like that he's trying to do the what's the word I'm looking for, G?
He's trying to persevere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like just I don't want him to quiet up. I want him to keep going, and they're gonna do good. They're gonna do well. I'm not too worried about them.
God damn, I tore that up. Statistically speaking, 80-90% of businesses fail anyway.
Right.
It's unfortunate that this had to be one of those businesses, but a lot of businesses fail. And what a lot of people don't realize is Under Armour started relatively recently. Like, it started 15 years ago?
Yeah, I would say somewhere around there.
Yeah, 15 years ago, which would be in the 2000s. and it blew up to be one of the biggest, athletic brands. So I mean, but that's the thing though. It's like, if we're gonna make this a black thing, like I noticed like a lot of people want to make it like, oh, it's a black business failing, but I mean, to be honest, there's more white people in this country than any other race. So of course they're gonna have the most failures in business and the most success in business because there's just more of them. They'll make them smarter, they'll make them better. It just means it's just more. So that's my thing. In regards to that.
Yeah, and he's just the one that's like in the papers, in the media, so it's just blown out of proportion. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, where do you think LeVar, the Ball family period, go from here? I already seen where Lonzo was wearing some signature shoe, like today or some shit.
Okay, I'm not worried about Lonzo Ball in the NBA, but I am worried about the other brothers going to the NBA because pulling them out of school, it may have stopped the momentum a little bit in trying to get them to the league earlier. It may have stopped their momentum. Like, I feel like they should have just went through the whole college process just like the older brother did, and they'll be fine in the NBA. Just like how other brothers do it, like the Morris brothers or the Holiday brothers. They went through the whole thing. And pulling them out, I feel like it may hurt them, but I just have to see that. I have to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I mean, the second brother, I can't. What's the second brother's name? Exactly. And the Melo, the youngest brother, many would say he's obviously the second most talented out of their family. And even I think that he's a scorer, but I don't even feel like he would get off in the NBA. I don't feel like he would do really much in the NBA personally. I just feel like all of them period has benefited from LeVar antics, like as far as popularity is concerned, because
very true.
Lonzo Ball wouldn't be discussed nearly as much as what he is if it wasn't for his father.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel like he wouldn't have been drafted number 1 if it wasn't for his father.
Well, he was drafted number 2.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Who was number 1?
I forgot who the number 1 nigga was. Trying to think because he was drafted 3 years ago.
Let me check that draft.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, there's not a lot of second overall picks that I can recall. Period. At this point, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that just goes to my point that his father put that popularity within that family, and then now it's up to Lonzo with the actual talent to then prove it. And now he's trying to cash the checks that his dad is writing.
Yeah, so Markelle Fultz got drafted number 1.
Damn.
Yeah.
Golly.
But
great.
Lonzo, he reminds me, for some reason, man, I got hope in this guy. I feel like he's going to turn out to be a Jason Kidd kind of player, man. He got that Jason Kidd in him, son. For me, yeah.
I think he got to get away from LeBron if that's going to happen.
Ooh, that's a very valid point there.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you actually watch LeBron's game, he's a point guard, and if you got in order for you can't have 2 point guards on the floor. So if Ball is truly going to flourish, he has to have his own. He got to be a part of going back to this whole system talk. He has to be a part of the right system, and he has to be the only point guard on the floor. Yeah,
he got to be the leader of that team. He has to start getting that training and being a leader rather than playing under a leader. Maybe, I don't know. For some players, it's different because some players can learn from a leader and become a leader.
But that's not. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's not even from a like him learning aspect from somebody else. It's more so the gameplay. Like the whole argument with Zion is the gameplay. You can't have somebody on the floor that's dominating the same thing you're dominating at. He's not a score first player, just like LeBron is not a score first player. LeBron is just put into that role because of how great he is. But LeBron, his mentality is pass first, then score. If nobody else is left, that's Lonzo's way of playing. He's a pass first. Then if there's no other options, then I score. You can't have those two. You can't flourish under the same system as somebody else already proven themselves in that system or doing that in that system. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of a duo to combat that statement, but it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
There's no duo. There's no two Iversons on the same team. There's no two Jason Kidds on the same team. There's no two Chris Pauls on the same. There's like James Harden is James Harden. He's a scorer. Chris Paul is a passer. He's pass. You know what I'm saying? They both can do either or, but who is nominated the passing role? Chris Paul. Who's nominated the scoring role? James Harden.
Yeah,
There's no two
that's true. That's
prominent passers on the team.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. That'll be amazing to see in the future, though.
Would it though?
I feel like it would work, bro. I feel like if there was two positions on the court at the same time with passing ability, and the other three players are scorers, like imagine a point guard that's like all about passing and defense, and then you got like a LeBron type player all about passing. Imagine like a shooting guard that's relentless in scoring, and a center who got that post just crazy scoring like Hakeem Olajuwon. Yo, that'll be something, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen because, and I mean, it just does. There's no point. There's no point in having two prominent passers on the team. There's no point. You just need one, and then you just need either scorers or defensive players. That's how the Bulls work. When you had Jordan scoring, you had the white boy passing, and then you had the nigga with I lost his name.
Pippen,
but the
man.
nigga with the Pippen. Yeah, he scored and he did a little bit of everything. But then Rodman.
Okay.
He had Rodman rebounding and all that shit. So you had your role players doing fulfilling their roles. Like you don't need two passers on the same court.
Wait. I think I got a duo. I have a duo. Let's go with the Warriors, Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
No.
Let me look up Draymond Green's his passing stats. Let me just look that up real quick, man.
And I guarantee it's not better than Derek Fisher's. I guarantee it.
Yo, it has to be way better than Derek Fisher's, man.
It's not better than Derek Fisher's, bro. I don't care how trash Derek Fisher was stat wise. He's not better than Derek Fisher.
It has to be, bro. I'm looking up these shits right now, man.
No, like Draymond is like Pippen. He can do a lot of different things, but he's not a pass first person.
So okay, right now he's averaging 7 assists a game.
Cause he's not doing shit now.
Okay. Let me go to the other seasons.
He's also 20% from the 3-point line.
Let me go to the other seasons. Assist. Okay, his first season, let's erase that because he didn't do nothing much. Second season, we can erase that as well. All right, so look, he averaged 7 assists for 4 seasons.
Okay, but I'm saying I'm not saying stat wise. That's my thing with numbers. Numbers don't lie, but they can be misleading.
Right.
So you think about his squad for the past 4 years. Who's on his squad? You have Thompson. You have Curry. You have other scorers on your bench. You don't. I mean, of course you should average that many if you got that many scorers on your team. But that don't mean you're a pass first player. So
tell me why Kevin Durant don't have the same amount of assists, bro.
Oh yeah, I don't even know why I forgot to say Durant. But what'd you say?
Like what I'm saying is Draymond Green is a passer because the first season he averaged 7 assists was the season I think that was the season they won. 2016, was that the season they won?
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
It was 2000. I think it was 2015. And I think that was the same year Carolina went to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think that was the first season.
So
but that's my point. That's when he was before Durant got there. That's when he was like the most impactful, because not only did he pass, he rebounded, he scored as well. So he was just great overall. Because you have just that much talent, that of course you're gonna get. You should average that if you're a good basketball player.
But go ahead.
If you're good, if you're good overall, if you're a decent passer in the NBA, in terms of NBA, good passer, if you're an NBA level passer with all that talent on your court, then you should, like, the scores, like, that's where I was fucked up with Derek Fisher. But you know, when I'm thinking, like, as a kid, I'm thinking like he scored these, you know, these clutch threes, all that shit. But then look at his stats, he wasn't as great as what he did in crunch time. But when you think about the Lakers, I mean, yeah, they had scores, but not nearly as many scores as prominent scores as what Golden State have the past 4 years, especially with the new addition of Kevin Durant. So I can't sit here and say, oh, well, I'm going based off of gameplay, not his stats. Gameplay doesn't tell me he's a pass first. He's a pass first player, because he don't even have the ball first nowadays, especially. But he's not even taking the ball up the court really. It's either Curry or Durant now, or somebody. Like, it's not him. He used to when he was doing his thing, but even then, it's just like, I mean, like, who's expecting? That's like Lamar Odom taking it up the court. Like, you ain't really expecting him to be no Steve Nash.
Yo, Lamar Odom, he was the truth, man. That power forward position, like, he was nice.
Do you think he was doing crack his whole career?
I wouldn't put it past him. Okay. Probably not in the beginning of his career, but I feel like eventually he caught on to it and tried to balance the two, and he probably was playing off of crack, to be honest. But I think over time it just got more of an addiction. But I just don't think it was the whole career.
I mean, there's scientists out there saying that crack is not actually addicting. They're saying that it's more of a fixation, kind of like how people say, like, I'm addicted to food, or I'm addicted to, you know, like, certain things that's not, you know, by the book considered addictive. Uh-huh. So they're saying that crack is not necessarily an addiction; it's more so a fixation, in a sense, like sugar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what some certain scientists are saying now. But I mean, going back to that point, but yeah, I mean, that'd be crazy if you playing a game and how crack. That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, that means you got to be the greatest ball player in the world.
Like, I know they say crackheads run fast, but damn, I didn't really believe it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really believing that.
Run fast and jump high.
Yeah. Which is kind of ironic, because that's what they say about black people. We run fast and jump high.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's kind of crazy, right? Well, it's kind of similar there.
Nah, but bro, yeah, what I'm saying is this, bro. Draymond Green is a playmaker, just like Steph Curry on that team, because he's averaging 7 assists. Steph Curry, he's probably averaging 6-7 assists. So they passing the ball. Those two is passing the ball. Klay Thompson is scoring. Kevin Durant is scoring. Steph Curry is scoring. But Draymond Green is a playmaker.
But see, that's okay. That I agree to. Playmaker. That's different from being a pass first player.
All right, elaborate. What's the difference between the two?
So a playmaker, you can. I mean, you just create plays. Like, you're gonna try to create something with the ball, or you're gonna set up somebody else to score. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can either feed off of somebody, whether they do a pick and roll, or they come around the back end, or whatever, you're gonna create a situation where you come out on top. Not a lot of players can do that because you have to not only know what you're running as an offense, you have to then read the defense as well. You got to read what this man is doing. What is that center doing? Is he kind of staying more close to the goal, or is he kind of more out to the 3-point line? See, that's all about how just knowing the defensive strategy. Is they playing zone? They playing man? How would this guy react if I bring this guy come in around the back end or come in at the top of the key and try to set it? There's so many things that has to happen to create a play. So for you to be able to pull that off at a high frequency, you're regarded as a playmaker. That's why usually point guards are given that role, because they have to be the smartest guys on the court. And that's why I'm saying Draymond Green played a different position. He played small forward, who don't typically have to worry about that shit. But because of his basketball intelligence, he was able to create those kind of plays that a point guard should be able to. So he has point guard tendencies.
Okay then. If he got point guard tendencies, bro, that means if he has point guard tendencies, that means they got two playmaking pass first kind of players on the court.
That's the point I was getting to, though. Just because you have point guard tendencies don't make you a point guard. See, that's why, because it's all about that's all about your mentality, or how you grow to greatness, so to speak. So his growth to greatness wasn't let me pass first. His growth to greatness was hustle. Then let's play better defense. Then now they giving me the ball to shoot. Now I got confidence up. Now let me be able to create plays.
True.
Which is where the point guard tendencies come in at. But to be a pass first like a LeBron. LeBron is the type of nigga, in the final seconds, he's the best player on the court, and yet he want to dish it out to somebody else to take the final shot. If he feels like they have a better chance they have a higher shooting percentage in that predicament. Like, if that dude is wide open and you got two niggas on you, you're going to dish it out and hope he score. But if you are the top guy, you going into it, the coach is like, we need the ball in your hands because you are best player. But then LeBron thinking like, I'm going to just give it to the guy that I feel like has a better chance of getting it in the hoop.
Yeah.
That's pass first mentality.
And Draymond does not have that?
No, I'm not saying he wouldn't make those kind of plays, but if you watch Draymond sometimes ball hog. Like, he'll take it himself and try to create something.
I promise you, bro, especially this season, if you look at the Warriors games, just look at the Warriors games. Draymond does not want to score. He only scores when he's wide open. Trust me, bro.
Because he sucks this year. He don't have confidence.
Bro, that's us on the outside looking in, bro. Obviously, him in his head, he probably thinks he has high confidence. We don't know what his confidence level is at.
I'm not saying that's why I'm looking at it from my objective point. If I'm looking at his stats, and then you're telling me that he's now passing it more in comparison to what he's done in the past, because in the past he's made a higher percentage of his shots, so of course he's going to have more confidence to take those shots. But now he's not making those shots. Maybe it's injury, maybe it's, I don't know what it is. But if I'm going based off of just looking at stats, which is why I say numbers can be misleading. Well, not lie, but can be misleading. Then, I mean, if you're judging stats, then it's saying that he just don't have confidence. Now, that could just be misleading, and it is what it is. But that's what I'm going based off of.
I feel that, man. I feel that, dog.
So, like, I mean, when you think Jason Kidd, you think, that's why I'm saying these are new age point guards too. So that's why it's easy to get confused who's a point guard type player and who's just a playmaker. Because now you have point guards who are actually playmakers and not really true point guards. Like that's why I think Steph Curry is. He's a playmaker. I don't think he's a quote unquote true point guard because he's not a pass first. Well, I mean, he does not to get it fucked up. He a passer. He's not a selfish player by any means. But if you're jacking it from damn near half court, like he did, like in his prominent days before Durant got there, you jacking it from half court. That's not telling me that you're a pass first player. You're playmaking. You're betting on yourself.
Okay, I can see that analogy. I can see that.
So that's just my spill on it. That's how I see it.
So yeah, man. So the NFL. Let's go to football real quick, man. The NFL. They recently did a rule change about the pass interference. They made the pass interference. You can now review it. You can now play it, rather than leaving it up to the referees to make that call. You can go to the challenge play. You can play it in slow motion. There's mixed emotions about this. I don't know whether it's a good idea or it's a bad idea.
Me personally, like judging that Saints Rams game,
right?
Judging that, definitely that's a great idea,
right? Because
there was like 3 fouls on one play and they ain't called not now one.
Yeah.
So so if I'm gauging it, hey, that's a great, you know.
You also got to think about the consequences though. Like now it's going to have these coaches on the sideline. Literally, they're going to be like, "Hey, yo!" Like fourth quarter situations, they're going to be like, "Yo, he did a pass interference," because these wide receivers, these corners, they fight a little bit during like the first 5 yards, right? They fight a little bit, and like, yo, the coach could literally like nitpick at anything to get that challenge play call.
But you're still gonna have 2 challenges, and then if it's under 2 minutes, it's a booth review anyway. So
that's facts.
Even if they go crazy with it, you still gotta remember if you lose, because you still gotta win it. So if you lose it, you lost the challenge and you lost a timeout. So I don't see that really being a problem. I see the booth review. I see that playing a bigger role because now, I mean, even though you're kind of dependent on human instinct anyway, I feel like even to that point, you pretty much the game is decided off a human, instinct or a human whatever. The replay kind of helps make the game more like fair in that sense.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it'd be good overall. I don't think it'll slow the game down, so it'll make it more boring, especially within those last 2 minutes. But I think if that's what it takes to make it fair, then I mean, so be it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it'll definitely slow the game down. I literally just thought about something. I was just about to elaborate on something just now. The pass interference thing. Yo, dang, bro. It just swept my mind just now. It just swept my mind. I was literally about to say something about the pass interference, but it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me.
I mean, my thing is pass interference is tic tac anyway. It's just like you never really, especially like those Hail Mary type plays. It's like, I mean, niggas, you got all them niggas down there. Somebody ain't touching somebody. Like, come on now. I mean,
yeah, those game moments is gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Oh yeah, that's okay. It came back. This rule change will only be around for next season. They're not sure if it's going to be around forever. They just have it around for next season. We have to wait to see if they're going to have it around forever. So it's like a trial run.
Kind of like how the AAF, how that league is. It's pretty much a trial run.
Yeah,
I think they should try. I think they should have tried it there first. I feel like that would have been a good way to see.
I mean,
how it really.
Sean Payton was making a huge fuss about last season, so they had to, they just had to please they had to just do it because it's like, yo, we can't have, you know, these coaches, because a lot of coaches around the league had a problem with that call, not just Sean Payton. So,
no, I mean, be honest, bro. It had nothing to do with the coaches. It had everything to do with the fans, because the fans is actually the ones that was protesting the Super Bowl. Like the Saint, like they was literally, even non-Saint fans was protesting the Super Bowl. So people thought it was because of the whole Kaepernick, you know, that whole situation. That's why the ratings was down. No, it's because Saints fans, along with a lot of other fans, was protesting that shit, and that's why they eventually implemented that shit. I bet you that.
Yeah, that's very true. It's all about the fans at the end of the day. It's a great business move. Sean Payton is still mad, but, you know, at least this rule change.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about that. And honestly, since we on the topic, or since I kind of brought up Kaepernick, how you feel about that settlement that him and the NFL came to?
Okay. I don't know too much about it, but, you know, the only thing I know is that, you know, he received this settlement. I feel like the NFL is a business, so they're just trying to quiet the noise up. They don't want the noise to continue, so they gave him a settlement. And Kaepernick apparently agreed to it, and you know, I just think it's a business move in the NFL part. Like, they don't really care. They just want to quiet up the noise. They don't want him doing any more things to have the fans riled up a little bit more, because when you have a voice in this world, people will try to quiet that noise, man. People will try to quiet that noise.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he kind of. But that's why I was saying they need to release all the information, because it's kind of confidential, so they ain't really telling all of it. But him and the Panthers for the safety for the Panthers, Reed, they ain't really say if they each get $10 million or they kind of gotta split it, whatever. Regardless, either way, I feel like they kind of got lowballed if that was the agreement that they came to, because I mean I think that was leaked by Forbes or whoever, and if that's what it is, whether, like I said, whether it's for both players or for they each get $10 million or they had to split that shit, I think both was for how much NFL players are getting paid, and for what the actual for the, you know, the whole push for that whole movement to begin with. I think it was much greater than just selling for $10 million. I mean, to the average person, yeah, $10 million is a lot, but you gotta think these NFL players, you know, some of them getting guaranteed $17 million, $20 million. You know, now you could debate, okay, Kaepernick may not have, you know, gotten that much guarantee in a year period, but if you're thinking about the stretch of his career, he's getting well over $10 million guaranteed if he is able to play on the team, even as a backup.
Right.
Getting over that. So I think whatever the settlement is, you know, I feel like for that, if that was the settlement, I feel like he got really lowballed, and I feel like the NFL won, and I don't think that's for the good, because at the end of the day, these are grown ass men, you know, and at the end of the day, if they feel like they're you know, not, they don't want to stand for the flag because of the injustices of what's going on in this country, then I think they should be able to, or in whatever else stance they take, I feel like they should be able to do what the fuck they want to do as grown ass men.
You know what? You know, maybe it is like low ball, but like maybe Kaepernick just doesn't care. Maybe they came to him. They was trying to reach out to him and like, yo, Kaepernick, please, just let me give you this money, please, just settle. Maybe he was like, you know what? All right, whatever. Cause he's probably making money in other ways, like Nike.
No, well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, of course he's making money in other ways. I mean, but the point I'm making is for the fight that they're fighting, a settlement is basically ending what that was the whole purpose of them having that grievance thing to begin with. Is for them to now if it's a case that okay they give him 10 million and then he's able to play again and he's able to get on the team and you see him on the NFL team next year, then okay, all right, that was a part of the agreement, then that's fair. But if he's getting paid 10 million and then he's not able to return anymore ever, then it's like, I mean, really, that's what you settle for?
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. I mean, speaking of, since we on this topic of NFL rules, you hear about the Cardinals' new head coach giving them that whole cell phone break rule.
Nah, I didn't hear about that, but he's giving them a cell phone break rule?
Yeah, for practices, they're going to be able to get cell phone breaks and shit. Like some real, like, elementary school type shit, bro.
All right, now,
like,
whip out your cell phones, and you have 30 minutes.
Yeah, like, some bullshit. Like, how you feel about that, man? Like,
So
these are grown-ass men getting...
So first of all, like, how does this rule work? Like, they go to practice, and like during the whole day of practice, they get like an amount of time to get on the cell phone. Like, how does it work?
Like how like in school you go to class and then y'all get like a bathroom break or some shit.
Yo, I feel like
he don't tell like the specifics of how he gonna articulate it and put it into practice, but I mean it's basically like that.
You could take this two ways, man. One way, you could take it like these are grown men, and this coach is trying to treat these grown men like kids and give them time on their cell phones and whatnot. The other way you can take it is, maybe this team has a goal and their family, and they can talk to one another like that, to where they're like, you know what, coach, yeah, let's do this cell phone thing. I agree to that. Like, let's do the cell phone thing because I want one goal. I want a Super Bowl ring, and I feel like this may help in our situation because we a bad team right now. So you could take that either two ways. I think it's a family environment thing. I think the coach got like he's cool with the players, and maybe he talked to his staff or a couple of captains on the team. Like, would this work? Like, I don't think he came up with that idea himself. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a family environment.
I mean, to me, with old school football, bro, you like for somebody who played football, we both played football. Like you're not really checking. You ain't really caring about having cell phone breaks. Like
you know what, bro. You know what, bro. You right. Like when I was playing football, I ain't never worried about my phone because I wanted to play football at the practice, at the games, even weight training. So even meetings, phones, like, you know what? Yeah, that is true, bro. Let me be real, man. That's very true. The real players is going to focus on the game.
Like you so worried about just getting water, like especially in the summer practices when it's fucking 100 degrees out. You got the pads on, or maybe you got half pads, and maybe not even full pads practice day. And which thank God, because you ain't got to wear all that fucking heavy equipment. All you thinking about is fucking water, bro. and not even you ain't even gotta piss. Like you just thirsty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're thinking about. You shouldn't be. You're not thinking about. And maybe we just in a new age where these new kids just thinking about Instagram. Oh, I'm at practice day selfie, like type shit. But like when I'm like playing at a lower level league, like JV, high school football or middle school or little AU, you're not thinking about being on your cell phone.
Yeah, you're not.
You think about eating or drinking, or drinking water or Gatorade or whatever. Like you ain't thinking about getting on your cell phone and texting somebody.
Yeah. I just feel like those coaches or whoever made that rule, they're looking too deep into the cell phone. Let these men go on their cell phone whenever they want to. Just know that whoever's there, you know who's there. Like you can read people's energy. You can know who wants to study, who wants to be there. Who it don't have to be no cell phone rule, man. Yeah, I actually changed my mind on that.
I think it comes from like the me personally, like just thinking about it as we talking about this shit. I think it comes from like the head offices, like the owner or the GM. Somebody is trying to get their viewership up, trying to just add more. I think it's a business move, like because you giving these players cell phone breaks, then obviously half of them is going to go on Instagram. And what you're going to do when you go on Instagram, you're going to either take a picture or like pictures. So you taking pictures at practice, Cardinals. That's more advertisement for their overall brand.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Only way I think it makes sense.
You said what makes sense?
I said I think that's the only way it makes sense to have cell phone breaks. If you thinking that it's going to kind of like somehow give your business more exposure.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Because players and coaches, they all about football. The higher up, the front office, they're all about the brand. So yeah, I can agree to that.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me, man. That just seeing that shit in an ESPN article, I was just like, what the fuck is this?
And you said that's the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, Kingsbury. He played and coached for Texas Tech.
Yeah. So they thinking about getting Kyler Murray, bro, and trading away Josh Rosen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Murray. It's just one of those things where I can't say he's a guarantee coming out. Like, just one of those things where you have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's like one of those Russell Wilson situations, man.
Yeah, I can't even say that because Russell Wilson wasn't even highly touted coming out of college. Like he wasn't really like this like Heisman, and I mean he did was in the running a couple years, but he wasn't like, oh my God, he's gonna be the next big thing. Like he was drafted in the 3rd round. A lot of people don't realize that he was drafted, relatively late, in relation to what his talent was even in college. So, I mean, I can't say that. I mean, I just think I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where you have to wait and see. He's not up, his height is not where it should be as a quarterback. He's like, what, 5'9", 5'10"?
I would say he's 5'10", 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". Yeah,
so I mean, I can't say he, as far as with his height and with his, I ain't really seen enough games, but I mean, it's college, so regardless if he was killing shit, I mean, college and NFL is two totally different things. So it's just one of those things where I have to wait and see. I mean, they want to trade away Rosen, or if they did, hey, it is what it is. I mean, Rosen wasn't really doing shit apparently.
I mean, he didn't really have a team to work with. All he had was Larry Fitzgerald out there, man.
Exactly. I think that's just an organization thing. Certain organizations are just not patient. There's certain ones that literally have a new coach or a new quarterback every year. And then there's ones like a Steeler or like a Bengal, where you have a coach for a shit ton of years. The coach might not be doing shit, but they stick with him to see. You know what I'm saying? but there's some that just more loyal to their coaches and players. There's certain organizations that's more loyal to their coaches or players than certain other ones. And I think Cardinals is just one of those teams where they really don't have any loyalty. And I think that's why they just can't really never establish a true team, just like a Browns or just like a, Jacksonville or whatever, because they can't really stick with somebody and really wait them out.
Yeah, they got to figure it out, man, because they did They won how many times? 3 times maybe.
Yeah,
they got to figure it out. Kyler Murray, I feel like he's going to make a strong impact his first year in the league. He may be in the running for a Rookie of the Year, but I feel like he's going to have a sophomore slump, and then he's going to become more into a quarterback role and learn the game more and study more, and he's going to be a Russell Wilson in my opinion, man.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna be a Russell Wilson. I don't think. I think. As I don't really know, but I don't see him being like that prominent quarterback everybody thinks he's gonna be. It's not even because of the height necessarily. I mean, it's just really more so hype than height.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of hype around him, and usually when there's just that much hype, and I'm not really seeing what makes him that much better than any other player that gets hyped up coming out of college, is usually like, I don't see it. I guess that just kind of just goes through my, the whole Zion Wilson debate. Even though I do see him eventually, being a Hall of Famer, but I just see him being a Hall of Famer in different ways. But in this case, I don't see this guy really. I don't see Murray. I don't see him really doing a whole lot in the NFL. Period. Honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like. I mean, I may be wrong, but he doesn't seem like the passionate type about that quarterback position, because you remember he was trying to weigh his options out whether he was going to go to the baseball league or the NFL. And
yeah, and many say that his dad talked him into sticking with football, because his dad was a good quarterback in college and all that shit. So, I mean, this sound like to me he just going with whatever his dad's saying. And I'm not saying his dad is a bad person or whatever, but I mean, it don't sound like it's a decision he was necessarily too fond with himself. So,
where I mean, it may be a group decision and it may be the right thing to do. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it pans out.
I mean, to me, baseball is just a safer bet health wise. Like, you ain't got to worry about concussions necessarily unless somebody hit you in the head with a fastball. I mean, how that's kind of rare unless they really trying to aim for your head. I mean, seem like just overall baseball is just a safer pick if you good at it. I mean,
yeah,
it's already
and so, there's a lot of money in baseball. Lot of money.
There's no cap.
Yeah, and I kind of wish I could have played baseball, but I had asthma, so all that dirt kicking up, and I would have had an asthma attack on the field. So,
I mean, yeah, we'll stick with that. We'll stick with that excuse. But, what's crazy? My dad, he was a big baseball fan, but I didn't even know that until I got a little older. But I mean, I just never was into baseball. So
yeah, I never. That's the bottom of the butt. I'd rather watch tennis, bro.
Yeah, I actually got a tennis, not tennis, but like a lot of people don't like golf either. I don't particularly like watching golf either, but I got a golf video game. It's actually pretty fun to play.
Yeah, I think the game would be fun, but me watching it, nah.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it is with really all sports, unless you're like a diehard fan.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that's bored of watching football. There's people that's bored of watching basketball. I mean, I've done been bored of watching both at certain points of time. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah, when I was a kid, I looked at basketball and I'm like, look at this sport. Let me go to football. Like, cause football was just way more entertaining to me. But now that I get older, it's switching over. Like, I'm having more fun watching basketball. I mean, I still got football in the back of my mind. Like, that's always going to be dear-hearted to me. But, basketball, it's just something about basketball.
I feel like people are, when it comes to sports, I feel like people is drawn to certain sports depending on how much participation or people they know is participating in that sport.
Yeah.
So, like, if you playing pickup game of basketball and you kind of trash in comparison to, like, somebody who's actually decent, but they not good enough to make, like, an actual, like, college team or professional team, You like, damn, if you know what I'm saying, this nigga can't make it, then damn, like look how far away I am. You know what I'm saying? So you get greater appreciation to the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like how running is. Like if you run, whether it's sprints or long distance or whatever, you actually have experience doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can look at, and then you get timed or whatnot, and then you look at how people in the 1% who can actually do some crazy shit in regards to running. You see that, and you gauge it, and then it's like, damn, like they that much better than me. But if you're just looking at times, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at? I'm looking at niggas jogging and time. But if you actually participate and you get time, and then you compare what you did and how you felt in that moment compared to somebody who's running way faster and how they looking, then it's like, damn, like let me tune into that shit.
Yeah,
let me watch that.
That's exactly why I kind of fell in love with track and field, because when I did it my senior year in high school and I got a 23.8 in a 200 meter, and then I seen Usain Bolt run a 19.19, I was like, I'm never going to get to that point. That's like a whole 5-6 seconds faster than me.
And yeah, and that goes back to my point with why leagues need to have great players or great, people who do great things, whereas win all the time or whatever. That's why the Cowboys and Steelers is great for the NFL. That's why Usain Bolt was great for track and field. That's why Jordan was great for basketball, because you need those great players or teams to really promote your sport.
Yeah, like I'm excited to see the next face of the NBA. Like, I'm too excited. Like I do want LeBron to win another ring, but I'm excited to see the next face of the NBA, bro. Because I remember people always talking about Kobe Bryant when I was a young kid. And then I seen LeBron come. Like, LeBron was kind of like our era of a superstar NBA player. And now I want to see, as an old head, who's going to be the next one.
Yeah.
And guess who I think is going to be the next one, G?
Zion.
You
probably damn you. I can't see that. I see him being like a hybrid, like a combination of a Blake Griffin and a Bruce Bowen. Like, Bruce Bowen had great defense, but wasn't really flashy on the offensive side. And then Blake Griffin, he was just great. He was great highlight reel material, but he didn't really have a lot of anything else. So I think that's what Zion will be, but I don't see him having that ability to really score a whole lot, and and then also play defense, then just have all these crazy accolades. I think he'll get Defensive Player of the Year. I think he'll, of course, have those crazy dunks like a Vince Carter, but I don't think he's ever gonna be like that face of the NBA.
Yeah, I started thinking like maybe he'll be like a Shaq, because Shaq was never the face of the NBA, but he was always like the most dominant. So maybe Zion will be like the most dominant, and then somebody else will be the face, like maybe the Greek Freak or whatever. But
maybe he'll be like a Vince Carter.
Maybe. I'm not gonna do that to him.
I mean, you thinking about Vince Carter in his 20th season. I'm talking about like highlight reel Vince Carter, the greatest dunker in the NBA history, Vince Carter.
That never could win.
Okay.
But I just feel like Zion just has a different. I feel like he's gonna influence his teammates to play better, and he's.
I don't see. I can't see that with him playing at Duke, but that's just something that I have to see in the NBA.
I know for a fact he's going to bring that to the NBA. He's just that kind of person.
I mean, but it's different in college basketball, or in college sports period, or in high school sports period. You just have to have talent on your team. That's going to automatically improve what you do on the field or on the court. Period. So, I mean, dude was struggling without him a little, but that just goes to the fact that they just are bad 3-point shooting team. Period. You know what I'm saying? And along with other things, but I think just having him, I mean, that just adds more talent on the court, which helps you win. NBA, you got all the talent in the world from literally around the world. You know, it's just a matter of, that's when it then gets to like the little fine tuning type shit.
Yeah.
Who has those abilities that not necessarily you can practice, you just have to have. But that's what I have to see out of him. I don't know. I see that in college ball.
When I seen him, like the time clock was running down and they were down and they needed, like, I think they were down by 3, and he took it upon himself to take a 3-pointer late in the fourth quarter. I looked at that as like, yo, this guy is willing to make buzzer beaters. Like, he has that, what people call that Mamba mentality in Kobe Bryant. Like, you have that leadership skill. You have that I'm willing to sacrifice skill, like do anything like that. I feel like he's going to take that to the NBA, which is why I think he's just going to be the next face of the NBA, man. And also, the UCF coach said that Zion will be in the Hall of Fame, bro. Hall of Fame, bro.
I mean, I'm not gonna go to the UCF coach for my judgment on NBA, but okay. All right, that means something to you.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me.
Okay. I mean, if Coach K co-signs it, then that trumps anybody outside of Roy Williams. That trumps what anybody else had to say about anybody playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? So
Coach K said he want to move in with Zion when he get his multi-million-dollar house. So
yeah, okay.
So I don't even know what you're saying, because Coach K about to move in with Zion.
What I'm saying is what you said about that UCF coach is completely irrelevant to me, sir. I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a fuck that he thinks Zion is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
He's a great coach.
I think Zion will be in a Hall of Fame, just not in the way that everybody else think that he's going to be.
Yo, I want to bet money so bad, bro. Because I believe in this so bad. I've never believed in the prospect this much.
But see, we're betting, but you'll be betting on who's going to be the face of the NBA. We're both agreeing that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I just don't. You see him being the face of the NBA. I don't.
Okay.
That's just the difference.
We're gonna see.
That's just the difference. That's not me taking away from his abilities. It's just saying that with his playing style, there's no way he can be the face of the NBA.
I feel you. Nah, like you're like I agree with you in sense of him being in the Hall of Fame, but I'm telling you right now, bro, he's gonna be the face of the NBA after LeBron leaves.
My thing, I mean, it's like, honestly, it's like, yeah, I have a lot. I just say that because I want to talk it into his existence. Because like I said, he's a good kid. You know what I'm saying? He just, he seems humble. He just brings an energy to it. And he's, not to mention, getting freaking raped by the fucking college system, period. Right? He should be getting paid hella money because they make, like, honestly, the tournament wouldn't be interesting without Zion, honestly. So,
I mean, we can't say that though.
I'll say that. Duke is not even my team. I'll say that.
But look at all the other March Madness tournaments. Everybody was always raving about it, no matter who was in it. Because
you still had it. Just this year, it's been focused on solely a certain player. Years prior, the top teams are usually either Duke, who's usually never have a face, usually don't have like that dominant player. They just have Coach K, or UNC, who usually just has Roy Williams. Or you have a collection of good players, but nobody who's really like the face of that team. Then, or you have a Kentucky who has a one and done. You know what I'm saying? Or but usually it's a team thing, usually, prior to this year. This year is different. Now you have, and then I think this year is also where social media is the most prominent, and you have a dominant player on a historically dominant team. So now you just if he was on like the not necessarily a historical the dominant team, but just on a good a relatively good team, like say like a I don't know, maybe like just a random team, South Carolina or Clemson, I don't know, like just on a team that's pretty good historically, but not like a Duke or a UNC
like
or
Syracuse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like you have that team. Like say if Carmelo played now and he was on Syracuse, he played now, he would be. I think he and you didn't have a LeBron James in his same class. You just had Carmelo in college, and he's playing at Syracuse right now. He would be equally as beloved.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna agree to that. It's crazy how LeBron came out of high school being the number one pick over college players, man.
But but when you think about it, I mean, now thinking about it is kind of crazy because of the whole rules.
Right.
But I mean, but even now you have the one and dones are freshmen. Think about when we was in college and freshmen under us would dominate if they was to dominate our college team.
Yeah.
How crazy that would be.
That's
so
truly
even
something.
that is still crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of one and dones like being like over the years. It's all about one and dones. Like they basically high school students.
Exactly. So it's not really crazy thinking about it because it's just like, I mean, yeah. At that time, it would. If you didn't come out of high school, then people was looking at you crazy. Like, why are you a freshman in college? Why you ain't just go straight to the league? So, yeah. So now thinking back on it, it was kind of crazy. But at that time, it's like niggas. Melo could have been easily better than LeBron, but they were looking at him sideways because he's in college. Why didn't you just go straight to the pros? You know what I'm saying? That's how the mindset was at that time when you could go straight to the NBA from high school. So
who do you think is winning the NCAA tournament?
I mean, I'm going to be biased and say UNC. I mean, I think Duke. I think they got revealed. I think they showing their ass. I think I don't think they.
That's the classic statement, G.
But I just think that I think I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be biased and say UNC, even though when we played them twice, we kind of got a split. We beat them first game, they beat us second game. We're talking about Duke, but granted, they didn't have Zion that first go around. They did have him the second go around, but it was very close games, both games. So I ain't gonna sit here and say that. Oh, because they got Zion back. They blew us out of the waters. It was still close. Either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so
I'm going to just go with Duke just because I'm on a bandwagon. I'm a bandwagon supporter of Zion. I want him to be the first round pick. I want him to be the face of the NBA. So I'm going to just be a bandwagoner.
I mean, either way, I win because either way, I'm good because, I mean, they both North Carolina teams and where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So
I feel that.
Either way, I'm good. But but obviously the Tar Heel in me is gonna, obviously not want Duke to beat us.
Wait,
now,
so how did you become a Tar Heel fan?
I mean, just through parents. My dad, I guess I don't know. My dad,
I feel that.
He roots for Tar Heels, and I guess. I mean, I don't remember saying, "Oh, because my daddy is a Tar Heel fan, I'm gonna be one." I was just a Tar Heel fan. I don't know.
I did not need all of that.
I mean, I was just saying, like, I just like to, just kind of paint the picture.
Yeah,
like,
you want to be an actor one day, so you got to practice. I feel what you're saying.
I don't want to be an actor. I never dreamed to be an actor. I never wanted to be an actor. Like, never.
Man.
But yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Kind of like with Panthers. That was just a team of Carolina, and shit. I just feel like if that's the team they giving us, shit, root for them. That's just how I feel about. Now, if it's a state where like a Mississippi or somebody who don't have a team, then I feel like you should have the free reins to choose who your team is. And I understand like your situation. I mean, you can tell your story of how you became a Philadelphia fan, even though you're from New York. But I just feel like you should root. Me personally, I feel like you should root for the team that's in your state.
Yeah, being older and looking back, I kind of wish that I was a diehard New York fan of all New York teams. But, growing up, the culture, like the people I was around and my family weren't a sports family. So me and my brothers, we kind of had to find our way, and we just fell in love with Madden. And that's how I fell in love with football. And, Donovan McNabb and them boys. So I just had to choose the Eagles. And from there, I just forever been a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And I never really liked basketball. So when I got older, I look back and I'm like, you know what? I miss New York. Let me just choose a New York team just because I miss New York and, the Knicks. But then when the Jersey Nets changed from the Jersey Nets to the Brooklyn Nets, I said, yeah, I got to go with the Nets because Brooklyn is specifically where I'm from and New York City second. So I just vote for the Nets and the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of see a basketball. It's just like I can't. It's like it's a combination of both. Like I root for the Hornets because Hornets, that's what their original name was, and back when I started watching basketball, even when they wasn't the Hornets, I was just kind of a player oriented type of fan. So Shaq was my favorite player, so naturally I was going to gravitate towards the Lakers because that's who was winning, and then you couple that with the fact that my favorite player is Shaq, and he just so happened to be on a winning team. It's just a marriage made in heaven. So I mean that's just how it was, and then eventually I gravitated towards. Then when he went to the Heat, and that's when I became a Heat fan, and then I liked how D-Wade, I liked his swag on the court, and then D-Wade became my favorite player, because then Shaq got all washed up and all that shit. So D-Wade became my favorite player. And I was a Heat fan. And then LeBron James came over and all that shit. So then Wade got washed. And then I just now I'm just a James fan. But I'm a Hornets fan as well. So that's my little background on basketball.
It's a good little background there, buddy. It's a good little background. But speaking of the Heat, though, Chris Bosh, he got his jersey retired in the Heat Nation.
Oh yeah, I seen that shit.
Yeah, well deserved. Well deserved. He got 2 championships there.
The third member of the Big Three.
Yeah, and he was a key piece. Like he was a very important piece because
niggas were just clowning him because of his pictures.
Yeah, I know.
He was a walking meme, bro. Like he just funny looking.
Yeah,
he looked like a raptor.
He looked like a raptor.
Yeah, it made sense, bro. You look like a dinosaur.
It made too much sense. Like,
yeah, that dude just looked weird.
Yo, they made videos of the voiceover and they made him gay. Like, yo, it was just bad news for the guy when he was over there.
I think his biggest L was the whole situation with either his wife or girlfriend at the time and Lil Wayne, and then apparently Lil Wayne was banned from going to Heat games or some shit. It was some shit that was going on when that towards the back end of the Big Three, and that shit happened. You heard about that shit?
Yeah, I didn't hear about that, man. I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah, it was apparently like Lil Wayne fucked his baby mama.
Oh man, I don't mean to laugh.
I don't know, but it was just like, man, like that's an L. Kind of like how Future fucking Scottie Pippen's wife
that's
or whatever.
A major That's a Hall of Famer that everybody look at this man as a Hall of Famer, and they looking at this Future guy, Future. That is bad news,
but
man.
Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about just women cheating in general. Because there was a thing now, because you know how Antonio Brown went to Oakland, he got traded to Oakland, but how they were saying how he was originally supposed to get traded to the Bills, but then there was rumors saying because of the situation he had with the Bills safety, I forget his name, because apparently he he fucked the Bill Safety wife before the Bill Safety and her got married. Literally the night before. The night before they got married, that's when Brown fucked her. But he already had a history of fucking other girls and was cheating on her prior to that. So that's what I want to talk about. It's like how you feel about like when, like the double standard there, where if women cheat, it's like the end of the world, but when a guy cheat, it's like
So yeah, there's a double standard there, but you know, going through relationships and going through life, and I just came to the conclusion that everybody does not own anyone, and if there's a slip up, if the two individuals that are in a relationship are not close enough, that bond where, you know, they understand each other, then, you know, some cheating is going to happen, man. It's just in us because we are naturally attracted to attractive people. So I just feel like people force themselves in relationships because it looks nice and it's comfortable, but you just got to be ready for a relationship. And I just feel like everybody cheats, to be honest, bro. Everybody cheats.
I think man, this is a whole.
This is deep. This is deep. Like, I can get into it, bro, but I just gave you a surface basic answer for that.
I just feel like I just kind of summarize what I want to say. I just feel like marriage is now a business more so than it is like romantic or whatever, or a meaning, like significant in a relationship. Like, I feel like it's more of a business than it is any kind of meaningful. But I mean, because obviously you got to sign paperwork and all that shit.
Shit.
Yeah, so I feel like that's first and foremost. But even prior to that, I just feel like if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, you ain't got no ties to each other. You can't create no prenup or nothing for being a boyfriend or girlfriend. There's no religious ties to anyone. So I just feel like if you want to fuck somebody else, then I mean, me personally, I haven't really. I never was a cheating type. But, I mean, just thinking about it as I get older, it's like, I mean, you don't really, like you said, you don't own nobody. You don't have any legal rights, you know, anything in that situation. And it's like, I mean, it is what it is.
That's
you don't bring back no diseases or nothing like that. Like, it is what it is.
That's why it's tricky, man, because you do want that person just to be for you. At the end of the day, you got to know in the back of your head, like, yo, I know she looking at this nigga right now, son. Like, I know she looking over there, and vice versa. Like, attraction, like, we're attracted to attractive people. We're always going to be, and we're kind of, in my opinion, we're kind of forcing ourselves to be in relationships when we're not ready for it. You know,
exactly.
Animals, they know what it is. They go around, they have sex, they have babies, and they go off about their business. They ain't no relationships going on. See, we us as humans, I mean, we probably can't live like that, but we got to figure something out, and I don't think we're going to figure it out.
We're more prehistoric than we think. I think we so cocky and thinking that we just so above any other species and all that. And it's like, I mean, humans, when you really think about, not even just in regards to sex, but just how we just treat other people, you know, just regular people treat other people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, we do tend to have prehistoric tendencies. Yeah. And that just goes back to the whole power talk that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's very true, man. Like, dating these days, this is a whole, I could go for 5 days about this shit, man. Like, it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
Because women, here's what I think. Here's my theory. Women are very smart, right? Women are very smart in the psychology range, right? Men are very smart in a logical range, right? So us as men, we're brought up kind of like dots. Okay, we out here, we thotting, and then when we're ready to settle down, Okay, boom, let me sit her down with you, shorty. I'm here. But then if we find out that she's cheating, we're like, whoa, my heart is broken. Now, from a women's perspective, they already have to be on their P's and Q's growing up because it's already a societal thing that men are out here being players or thoughts. So women are already on their P's and Q's growing up. So when they get to the point of having a relationship, you said what?
I said, and just dangerous, period. Like, you know, like, as a young girl, you don't want to be with no older man, you know what I'm saying, and then get molested or whatever. But as a boy, I don't think young boys get that talking to like a woman. You know, I mean, I feel like both genders as a kid, you told to stay away from men. But then, like little boys, you ain't really told to stay away from women because, I mean, your mom's a woman, you know, and then you just see women as not a threat. Caretakers. If a young boy get molested by a woman, they don't even know until they older and be like, wait, I got molested by an old woman.
Yeah, exactly.
But go ahead.
But yeah, I feel like women are very smart, and if they cheat. Okay, so here's my theory. Women cheat just as much as men do, but here's the difference. Women cheat smarter, and also they emphasize the males cheating when we don't emphasize women cheating. If you emphasize something and exploit it, it's going to be like in the air, like, okay, men are cheaters. But in actuality, men and women are cheaters equally. It's just that women do it smarter and they make us the villains and they are the victims when it comes to cheating and all of that stuff. I'm just talking about simply just cheating. Women are vicious too.
And I think that he also plays off the fact that the whole also like women can't, like, if women, you know, hoe around or whatnot, then they're called hoes.
Right.
And God hoe around, and he's a player. It's a positive thing. Like,
right.
You know, you're supposed to body count, because then that's how you gain power over your friends. Like, oh, I got this many bodies. How many you got? But if a girl do that to her friends, then it's like, oh, girl, you lesser than me. You a hoe.
Yeah. But here's the reaction though. If a woman is to cheat, there's always an excuse. There's something like, he didn't hold me at night. He didn't love me enough. He didn't give me roses on Valentine's Day. I didn't feel loved. I needed to find love. But when a man cheats, we're automatically sent. No, we're sent to the chopping block. Like, we can't have an excuse, but women can have an excuse for cheating. Men can't have that same excuse.
I mean, I feel like I feel like we get a bigger pass too, though.
Yeah, we do get a pass. I'm gonna say we do get a pass.
We'll come back to a cheating man than a man gonna go to a cheat woman, because it's the simple fact that, hey, a man cheat, he just fucking because she got a pussy and she looks good. A woman cheats, then obviously it's for emotions. She's tied to that man. Like, that's why I hurt so much more, because it's like, damn, I thought we had something, but you got something with this man on an emotional level. Yeah. And so it's different in that aspect. Like, we just fucking for sport. They fucking for, you know, like something deeper.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yo, that was ridiculous, man. That was nuts. No pun intended as well.
Said, my boyfriend cannot go deep. Can you go deep?
You talking from personal experience?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Just making sure, my nigga. I just want to see where my friend's head is at.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna let the head slide though. I'm gonna let the head slide.
All right, man. It's getting ridiculous. Is that all we got for today?
Yeah. The last thing I got, man. So the MVP race and the Rookie of the Year race. MVP race is between the Greek Freak and James Harden. I believe James Harden should take that because, you know, I'm a big believer in, you know, veterans and experience. I feel like the Greek Freak is younger. He still has a lot to prove. He didn't do well in the playoffs. He still hasn't won a round in the playoffs yet. James Harden is pulling up these numbers, triple doubles, double doubles, 50 points a game, 40 points a game. He took his team to the Western Conference Finals. He literally lit up the city of the Houston Rockets. I just feel like it's his time, finally his time to win the MVP. And, you know, the Greek Freak, he got to wait a little bit longer. That's all.
Bro, I feel like it's just not relevant anymore. I feel like MVP used to be a thing. I feel like now it's just like, who cares? Okay,
but you know what?
Like, you don't feel like that? Like it's less significant now than it used to be?
You know, I don't. I still feel like it's relevant. No,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's less significant as it used to be. Like it used to mean something more than now. It can still be significant, but I feel like it meant something more back then.
Word.
Like not even just in terms of money, but like just period. As a fan or a viewer of the, you know, basketball or NFL for that matter.
Word. I mean, yeah. From an athlete perspective, I do want these athletes to earn something they deserve, though. So I guess that's where I'm at with the whole MVP race. And yeah.
But I think even I feel like Rookie of the Year. I feel like that's more like something like that. Rookie of the Year, like any other award, defensive player. I feel like those are bigger awards. I feel like MVP. A lot of people, even back in the day, they take the meaning of that award out of context. Because most valuable player means just most valuable to your team.
Right.
That don't mean who has the best stats necessarily. But that's what a lot of people equate that to. Even me. I don't know. I can't speak for you, but that's what a lot of people equate MVP to, having the best stats, and then also if their team winning, of course. But I just don't think, like, just thinking about it as, you know, being older. Like it's just MVP is just like they're just going with you know, the fan favorite who they just doing something crazy stat wise.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people do, but I feel like I can have a good judgment, you know, regardless of who they choose as an MVP. I feel like I can have a good judgment of who the MVP should be. So I just keep it as that. But the Rookie of the Year, I don't know, man. Yo, at first I was like Luka all the way. Now, yo, Trae Young, he's coming up, bro. He's putting them stats up.
I have been saying that Trae Young been getting busy.
He's getting
when you
busy.
first brought him up,
I just say, yeah, he getting busy.
Oh, okay. I thought you said some gay shit, but yeah.
What in the world did you think I said, son?
I don't know, bro. You build some weird shit sometimes.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like when you first brought up Trae Young, like a couple episodes ago, it was just like, man, like what? Okay. I mean, but now seeing some of his highlights and just really kind of, you know, understanding him more, then it's just like, okay, he might be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Yeah.
And, I mean, him and that white boy. You said what's his name? Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with in years to come. I mean, I just feel like either one or both is gonna be stuck in a system where they're not gonna really be able to win anything. But I feel like their accolades and stuff is really what's gonna get them eventually in the Hall of Fame if they continue this play up.
Yeah, maybe Trae Young would be stuck in that situation, but I feel like the Mavericks did like key trades to make sure that Luka wins that championship ring. You know, they got Porzingis over there. So those two white boys, yo, they gonna make it. I'm excited to see the Mavericks next season with Luka and Porzingis.
So do you think Luka is gonna be the next great white basketball player?
Yes. I don't even have to think about that.
I don't know, man. I mean, they were trying to get Dellavedova that shit a couple years ago.
Yo, if you don't,
if
you don't sit your ass down.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. No, if you was a casual, no, because the way they was bigging this dude up during that Cavs NBA Finals when they were playing Golden. Yeah, I think that was the first time they played Golden State. And when Kyrie Irving got hurt, and Dellavedova came in. They was bigging this dude up so much.
Yeah,
man.
They were
bigging him up so fucking much.
But I don't think they was saying like, yo, maybe this is gonna be. Nah, I don't think.
Bruh, no, that was like his third year in the league. Yeah, they were bigging him up like that.
Man,
yes,
they were saying
that's how they was having you believe, bro.
They were saying, yo, he could play great defense. He can make some plays.
Nah, they were bigging that nigga up, bro.
But no more than that, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They were bigging that dude up, bro. They had you thinking some other shit.
Yo, maybe if you said Gordon Hayward, I would be like, all right, I got you on that.
Nah, no. Because honestly, I only watch the NBA Finals. I'm not here for any other game or playoff game. Honestly, when I tune in the NBA, I tune into finals. So when I seen that shit, they niggas was big. I'm watching the game. I'm like, what? They bigging this dude up so fucking. I'm like, yo, get off this nigga's sack. He ain't like that. Yeah, they were just bigging this dude up so much, and this nigga probably only scored like 4 points in each game, but this nigga was getting hyped so fucking much.
Yeah, like when he plays, it just looks like he's trying so hard. He's a tough player, but it just seems like he's like other players is kind of, you know, it's kind of easy for them to do certain dunks or layups or shots, and it just looks like he's trying so hard.
Yeah, this nigga was like the WNBA, just trying hard for a layup.
Yeah, man.
Like it was, I agree.
Yo, them WNBA layups be fire, man. They be wild,
bruh. Did you? I bet you didn't even know this, but that the women's, you know, March Madness is going on as well.
Yeah, you know, I heard a little something about that, man. But
I heard a little something.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody say it, but then I was just like,
Exactly, because it's irrelevant.
You know, it's only relevant when one of those teams win. Because I did hear about. Is it UConn? I think it was UConn that won.
Yeah, it's usually either UConn or Tennessee that's dominate women's college basketball. Yeah, so usually when they have a dominant player or a dominant team, that's the only time you hear from women's basketball. Like they were saying, this chick the other day, like she literally purposely missed a 3-pointer just to get the rebound to get a triple-double for 15 times in that year or some shit like that. Like to keep the streak going, like 15 straight games with a triple-double or some shit. But she literally like broke down like how she spun the ball a certain way to hit the board so she could rebound it. And I'm like, this is where y'all at with women's basketball? This is what's going on right now?
That's crazy,
like, get the fuck out of here. That's all y'all got to tell me during this tournament, that a chick is trying to get her 15 straight triple-double or whatever the streak is. Like, come on now.
I have never, you know, one of these days I'm gonna watch a full WNBA game, man. I'm gonna sit down.
The best woman sport out there is track and field.
Yeah,
hands down.
Hands down. I would say that in soccer.
Nah, fuck out of here with soccer. I ain't watching no women's soccer.
The USA team?
I'm not watching that. I didn't even know they had a women's team. I'm not watching that. Bro.
I mean, I'm not watching it, but you know, a lot of people talk about it. You know, I heard about.
Nobody talking about that.
Come on, man. That? During the Olympic times, they talking about it. Son.
No, who was talking about that, bro?
Yo, I think it was the goalie. The goalie, she was a great goalie or something.
Fuck out of here with a women goalie. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Yo, I'm telling you. Yo, look back at the 2016 Olympics, bro.
nigga, the Olympics. I'm. What's that? Simon girl with the gymnastics. I'm hearing her. I'm hearing about the very attractive Canadian diver. I'm hearing all kind of other women's sports.
Wait. Oh my, yo, where is she right now? I'm going to propose.
I don't know, bro, but she was.
What
she is bad
what
as
is her name? I'm going to research her. Yo, I'm going to find her.
Yo, you sound like a stalker, but
And,
what I'm
and,
saying
and that's
is,
fine. Yo, she is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh
but
my
that just goes to my point. We only gave a fuck about that because she was so fine. Like, that's the only thing. We hear about we hear about other sports before we even hear about women's soccer in that one Olympics, bro. Come on now.
Yo,
I'm not rolling.
I gotta find her, bro. She was top to bottom the baddest girl I ever seen in my life.
All right, bro. You ODing now.
Nah,
she
bro.
look good, but damn, she ain't that damn bad.
Bro, she looked better than Rihanna, bro.
I mean, if we talking overall, there's a difference between looking better in the face and then overall.
I'm talking about overall.
Okay, overall, yeah. But if we talking just face, then yeah, I'd probably lean more on Rihanna.
Bro, even the face, bro. I'd rather her face.
I mean, it's subjective.
Bro, overall, she's better than any celebrity.
Have you
Beyonce.
seen when was the last time you looked at Rihanna, bro?
I mean, I don't know.
Take a little look at Rihanna. Her face looks good, bro. Like, don't play Rihanna like
No. Don't get me wrong now. Nobody is playing Rihanna, bro.
They'll pull up on you.
All I'm saying is that Canadian diver, yeah. She don't even need. I don't even need 5 minutes conversation. I'm trying to propose to you right now.
Yeah, that's the prehistoric shit I was talking about earlier, bro. We still got prehistoric.
Yeah,
like,
we do.
You don't even need to talk to a chick that want to impregnate her. Like, that's the prehistoric shit.
Yo, that's the difference between men and women, bro. Like, men are easily
trappable.
Yeah. Like, as long as you look good, yo, we want you. But a woman, as a man, if you just look good to them, you need to bring more to the table for a woman.
You know what the craziest conversations we had as men in college?
Uh-huh.
Like, we were saying, like, how we was debating, like, how we would nut in certain girls or not even knowing them. Or going to raw on them. Like, didn't even know them from a can of paint. Didn't know
that is
what STD they had. I said SAT, but STD. Like, come on, dude.
Yo, yeah, that's 100% true. Yo, you know what, son? Women have those same conversations, believe it or not, man.
But not going. They ain't saying I'll let this nigga go raw on me though. They
I promise you, bro. I bet you there's some.
You promised some fat chicks then. Ain't no way.
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. These women are just like us, man. They just hide it better.
Nah, I ain't never, cause I done heard women, be saying, having a little conversation about men. I ain't never heard no conversation go like, yeah, I'll let him hit me raw. Ain't no women having that kind of conversation.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. There was one time on Twitter where, Safari, Nikki's ex.
Yeah.
It was one time on Twitter. Yo, they was on this man's meat. That the whole timeline was exploding. Like, oh my gosh, Safari. Yo, they're thirsty just like us,
celebrity.
Bro.
That's a celebrity. I'm talking about like a regular nigga. Like, we having these talks about regular chicks. Like, this ain't no Oprah. Like, chicks with money or some shit. Like, these are just regular chicks we see in the cafeteria, and we're like, damn, bro, we'll go raw with her. Like, chicks ain't having that kind of conversation about a regular dude. Like, she'd be like, oh yeah, child, he fine, but ain't no, and I'm gonna let him hit raw unless he got like cash. You know what I'm saying? Then you can hit him with child support. That's the only way.
Yo, what in the world?
Yo, that's what it is, though.
Yeah. I feel you on that, son. I feel you.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, we would literally say those things in conversation about bad women, amongst us.
Yeah. I mean, that's just crazy. Just thinking back on that shit. Like, that's wild. That's some wild shit.
Yeah, man, we're gonna continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, but would you ever like act on that shit though?
Oprah, yeah.
I mean, I'm saying like a regular chick though.
Nah. It has to be a situation. Yeah, I'm just talking. Like it has to be a situation where the woman has money, like Oprah or Beyonce.
So you ain't never been wild on a chick that eventually.
Bro, no, I do not want to come inside a regular.
Not come. Like just hit raw.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, man. Come on,
Okay,
man.
then.
Yeah.
It ain't like, I mean, not off the rip, but I'm just saying, like, eventually, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like you just not. Oh, I'm just gonna not nut.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hit it
I
raw.
mean, sometimes it's a little stormy and you forget your rain cap, so you just gotta go in there.
I don't know what that analogy quite means, but yeah. Alright. Let's roll with that.
How do you not know what the analogy means?
No, I know what you're saying, but it's like I know what you're trying to say, but it's like, what? And you really think about what you just said. Think about what you just.
It's a little stormy.
After the cap, like, just think about what you said, bro.
No, I'm saying
okay.
It's a little stormy, and you forgot your rain cap at home, so you just go in there. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So the moment gets hot and you get your rain cap, but you just like, fuck it.
No,
that's what you mean?
I'm saying on your way there, you forgot your rain cap. And
so then just stop by a store.
Bro, this is just a whole. I'm not even trying to be logic here.
With what I said before,
I'm
I
not.
Said when it gets hot, like y'all making out, and then it's like, oh shit, I don't got a condom. Then it's like, okay,
yeah, like in the moment type shit, man. I'm not even trying to.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So we agree.
If you put a way there and you forget, like, oh shit, I forgot the condom. Then nigga, just stop by Walmart.
yeah. But yo, well, go ahead.
But yeah, I'll close out with saying, Kemba torched your Kyrie Irving, because I know he's your favorite player and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He took him to town last week in that comeback victory, down like 20 points at whatever point, and all Kyrie had to say was, I mean, like he always do, blame it on his teammates. So yeah, I just wanted to end it with that.
Yeah. That's one thing Kyrie got to improve on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just his personality. He knows he's going to continue doing things like that, but
that's why he's not a leader.
We'll see, man. But
we already see.
We
already seen it. We already seen it. There's no more proof we need.
Maybe I'm just being a little bit more patient for Kyrie, man. Before LeBron got to the Cavs, he didn't win shit. He had a team all to himself. Then he leaves LeBron and go to the Celtics, in hopes of, leading the team. He failed miserably because their winning percentage is higher when he's not playing with them. So he's not a leader, bro. Yeah, I mean, let's give him another year. So let's.
No, I'm not getting on no another year. No,
I'm gonna give him another year, bro.
No, he's too busy thinking about white girls than actually turning into a true leader.
Yeah, but I'm gonna close off by saying I went to Atlanta and I went to Red Robin for the first time. Oh,
really?
You know what? It wasn't in Atlanta. It was in North Carolina. I'm sorry. So I was in North Carolina. I went to Red Robin for the first time, and I had mixed feelings about going.
Why?
I don't know, because every time I seen Red Robin, it was like, okay, you're not doing nothing for me. You don't appeal to me, really. I mean, you just a regular Red Robin. Like, it's just regular to me. It's not making me want to go to your restaurant. But I tried it out, and I was 100% satisfied with the gourmet burgers they had. And also they had this thing where if you got fries, you can always ask for refills on the fries. So I was elated that deal was on. And one thing that I got to shout out to Red Robin is they have these cinnamon dough rings, and it's like sprinkled with cinnamon, and you dip it in caramel or raspberry sauce or whatever. Yo, When I say that's as close to heaven, yo, that.
So my question is, what restaurant like appeals to you before you even try it? Like, what restaurant really like commercialized their shit to get Kyrie in the building?
Okay,
like
okay. Chili's, Outback Steakhouse.
Like, how did that appeal to you?
That food looked better to me. I don't know. The food, the commercials, it just looked better.
Okay, and what got you in the door at Red Robin's?
Honestly, I was just looking for a restaurant to eat at, and I said, I might as well walk in here to Red Robin, try it out because I never tried it before. Yo, I was pleased. I was satisfied.
And saying that's why the restaurant business, if you go restaurant, I mean, it's I feel like it's a better market to get in. Because, I mean, if your shit is good, then people gonna find out.
Exactly.
If your shit's stuck, then you're gonna go out of business. So, I can't say that for Papa John, but I mean, I can say that for most fast food restaurants or restaurants, period. So, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yo, if you ever go back to Red Robin, yo, get the cinnamon. It's called cinnamon dough rings or something like that. You get 4, you can get 8. Yo, it's heaven on earth.
I'll keep that in mind, bro.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. Write in your notes, and you could just even stop by a Red Robin. You don't even need a seat to sit inside. Just get the dough rings. Just get those.
So this is a Red Robin's commercial right now.
Yeah, very much so. They're not paying me.
Going hard in the paint.
Yeah, they're not paying me at all. I'm just shouting them out because I love them. And
so that's your favorite restaurant now?
I don't think I have a favorite restaurant. I don't think I have a favorite restaurant. I just love food, man.
Okay, I feel you, bro.
But yeah, man, that's all we got. That's all we got. Just needed to shout out Red Robin real quick. And you guys can follow us on Burg Bros Podcast on IG, or you can get on the Facebook page. You can follow me at the Crooklyn Third. You could probably type in Kai Smoove to get it. But what you got for me, G?
I mean, you forgot to shout out to YouTube, subscribe, like the video, like the whatever, and yeah, I mean, that's all I got for you. And we had to launch the Facebook. It ain't up yet, but yeah,
yeah.
Show it love.
We're gonna get that up there. This is the Burg Bros Podcast, and Smoove and Petty G is tuning out. Thank you for listening.